Tommy ball striker Fleetwood. Today we're going to analyze his golf swing and pick apart the things that he does that creates this incredible golf swing. As Tommy takes the club away to the first parallel position here, we're going to notice that the hands and the club are aligned with each other. But the important thing that I'm looking at here is just the club face angle alignment, and then reference that to his spine angle. We're going to get very similar lines here, and so in my eyes this is a somewhat neutral position for someone of this speed. Now take note for this shot, Tommy is hitting a draw, so we need to be aware of what that's going to create in his golf swing. As he takes it up all the way to the top of the swing, what I'm going to point out that I think is very important is the fact that his lower body creates this incline, and that allows him to push into the ground, into the downswing, which we will see shortly. But as you can see, you're going to notice the fact that the right hip is much higher than the left. This creates this incline, which we could probably see better from the side on angle. But what this incline allows Tommy to do is it allows him to shift the pressure easily into that left-hand side. But we've got to understand how that incline is created. So take a look at Tommy's left leg and then take a look at his right leg. If we look at the flex in the knees there, you can clearly see that the left knee has started to work more flexed and the right leg has started to straighten. And so as the right leg lengthens, it's going to get higher, and as the left leg bends, it's going to get lower, which is again going to create this straight line that we've drawn here that will allow Tommy to push in towards the ground. As we work Tommy into the downswing, I'm going to just circle the reference point as to what we will be looking at. As you can see, when he transitions into the downswing, it's almost like his belly button will crunch down towards his belt buckle. Essentially what we call that is hip flexion. So he's allowing the belly button to get closer to the belt buckle, and it looks to us like a crunching sensation. The only way Tommy is able to create that is because of the incline that he has got from the backswing. So I want you to realize that the backswing is going to play a massive role as to what you can actually do when you're coming down to hit the golf ball. If you don't have those things in check that you need, then it's going to be very difficult to manufacture that in the downswing. As we continue Tommy down to the hitting position, just going to point out a couple things. The shaft angle here is very shallow, and so we would typically see that more shallow compared to if he was hitting a draw. As we can see, like his feet aim quite far to the right, and once you see him hit this golf ball, you'll start to see that draw that I'm talking about. It's all relative to the shot shape that you're hitting as to where you want the shaft angle to be. And so for a draw here, Tommy is going to get that club shaft more behind him so that he can create an in-to-out club path. As he gets more towards impact zone, you're going to notice that on this particular shot here, his chest isn't going to open up very much. That we can see a lot of the right arm and a lot of the left arm. And that basically is just going to allow Tommy to create this club path that goes into out, which will allow that shot shape to curve from right to left. There's no one set position where you want your chest to be at impact. It all depends on the ball flight that you're going to generate. And so typically for a draw, we're going to see the chest more closed because it's going to shift the club path more out to the right. And for a fade, we're going to see the chest more open because we need the club path to be out to in. As we take Tommy up to the finish, you're going to notice that the left shoulder will get higher than the right shoulder quite significantly, again allowing him to hit that draw, and that club shaft will work more high and right compared to what Tommy would be used to. Typically, if he was hitting a fade, you would see that club shaft exit a lot lower and a lot further left, more towards that line that I have just drawn there. Obviously, Tommy is one of the best swingers of the golf club in the entire world with a signature hold-off finish. But each shot that Tommy hits, his technique will be slightly different. So just be aware of that, because the things that you need to create a draw are not the same as what you need to create the cut.